Alright, hey guys, so today you guys are going to be making a Zoon Balloon hot air balloon. It is a tissue paper hot air balloon. So the first thing that you need is 12 sheets of tissue paper. So I'm going to have these already ready for you guys to go because of COVID. But the only thing that you need to do is make sure that you have them horizontal or landscape style and not vertical. So this is the vertical way and this is horizontal. Alrighty. The next thing that you're going to do is start gluing. You are going to glue about 1/4, which is about the size of your glue stick tip, so that's pretty lucky, on one side of the tissue paper. So here we go. And I am on the floor. It just makes it a little easier to do. I have done this project like 1.5 million times, and so I don't know, I just like to do it on the floor. So you're gonna glue. Them together. So I'm gonna get the other landscape style and I'm going to match it up. And I am going to glue it together. And I'm not gonna lie, tissue paper is tricky, yo. Like, it's easy to rip. Can't say any cuss words, but it is super easy to rip. Usually I have kids going, ah! Okay, so here is our first one. It's going to look like this. Now all you have to do is make it 5 more times. So I'm gonna do this 5 more times. So there's one. Ow, my leg. We're gonna do our second one. And you kind of want to mix match colors. So if I have where you have 2 colors in a row, go ahead and make sure you mix match it so that it looks a little nicer when you get it done. It looks nice when you have the same color, but a lot of kids don't like that. And I'm gonna do what I just said not to do, but that's okay. It'll look nice on the end. 2. Here's number 3. And honestly, like, the lighter you kind of do your glue, the easier it is to do. I don't know, the harder you do it and you have more glue, it doesn't stick as well all the time. So that's like the kind of the trick. That's 3. So I'm going to pause this video and keep on going and make all 6. Okay, hey guys, we are back. I have all 6 of my tissue paper sheets made. The one thing that I would say is make sure that you get it all glued, because if there's any space in between, guess what? The hot air is going to get out, and we do not want that. So the next thing that you are going to do is on our steps, we have our steps, okay? You are going to be on step 4, okay? So you should have, right now, you should have 6 groups of 2, okay? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sheets, and then groups of 2. Then what you are going to do is you need to stack them together. This is really tricky doing it by yourself. And because of COVID, obviously we have to have you do it by yourself. So I'm going to get all these 6 stacked up on the edges. I will be right back. See you soon. Okay, we are back. So I have them as good as it's going to get. Doing it by yourself is a little bit more difficult. And if I had a partner, I'd make it a lot easier. So it's pretty good. So what I'm going to do is fold this in half, going landscape style or skyscraper style, okay? So it's landscape or skyscraper style. We're gonna fold it in half. Okay, it might not be perfect, and that is okay. Alrighty, so the next thing that you are going to do is you are going to take your template and you're going to cut it out. You guys all know how to cut. So I always just cut the edge off to get the staples out. And then you're going to cut your template out. Okay, so I will be right back through this, so go ahead and cut your template out. Okay, so we are back. I have my template cut out, and after you are done cutting out your template, please throw away your trash, because we do not want our custodian to have to pick up all these scraps all day long. We always want to keep a really clean STEM room, so please pick up your stuff. The next thing that you are going to do is glue your template. So A goes to B, which goes to C, which goes to D. So you are going to glue on the edges. And I have to admit something to you guys. So if you struggled cutting out the template, honestly, cutting with scissors is no easy task for some people. I know for me, I know this is super embarrassing, but I am left-handed, and when I was in school, a lot of times teachers didn't have scissors for left-handed people, and I would always end up not cutting out my stuff, and they would do it for me because they didn't have scissors that I could use. And so honestly, that is not a skill that I'm super good at. And so if you felt like, oh my gosh, it's taking me forever to cut it out, just go slow. It's no race. And I know it's a little embarrassing, because I am a little embarrassed when I cannot cut out stuff, and I'm 30 years old and I always get embarrassed too. So the next thing that you're going to do, so this is your template. So 1/2 of this is your gore. So it's kind of cool. So this is half of your gore, which we know is one panel on the hot air balloon. So you are going to place your gore on, so I usually like to have edge 4 go right on that crease. So if you see the two colors, so we have purple and blue, I like to have that edge 4 right on the purple and blue, okay? So what you are going to do next is you're going to put that part on that crease, and it has to be on the fold, because if you don't do it on the fold, then your project will be messed up and you have to start over, which really bites. I'm not gonna kid, I have kids do it every year, and then they're like, oh, Mrs. Whaley, and I said, I told you if you don't do it, you're gonna have to start over, okay? So I am actually gonna go and get, I have a better folded one. This one's not as straight as I would like, so I'm gonna go grab. Hey guys, we are back. So we finally have the last gore to do. Honestly, the last gore is the hardest gore to place onto your project. So you are going to do that same part where you are going to tissue paper galore. So you're going to do the same part where you have that stack on the bottom, and you're going to do that fourth on top. So you're going to have the stack. Let me get it. And like I said, this is definitely the hardest gore to do. Okay. So you're going to have it a fourth away from the bottom. Okay, and honestly, you're just going to try your best, because this is, like I said, the hardest panel to do. So you're going to glue the fourth on your one that's all connected to all the other panels, okay? So you're putting a fourth of glue on the one that has all the panels connected, okay? And like I said, you just need to try your best. It is hard, and you're probably gonna say, Mrs. Whaley, I need help. But just remember, you have this video to go back on, and you have your directions over here. You know, you have your directions. So you do have some resources to help you out. I do not want you going, Mrs. Whaley, I need help, because I know that you're gonna need help, but guess what? This is your project. And we have more pride in something when we do it ourselves, okay? So when you do something and you actually do it by yourself without Mrs. Whaley doing every little part of it, you will feel so accomplished at the end, and I'm not even kidding. It's like one of the best feelings ever. Okay, so I'm going to, just my best, start connecting it. And maybe this part's not the hardest, but when we connect the whole circle together, it gets a little bit more difficult. Okay, so that part is complete. So now I'm going to put those inside pieces in the inside so it looks nicer. And it looks like I was on pause. Sorry about that. Okay, and what you're going to do is you're going to connect that gore. And just right now, I just saw that I had air in one of them. Okay, so I'm gonna go, and I had a gap, so I have to put some glue there. And you're going to have some. It's just going to happen. Okay, but you're gonna have to be delicate. So I kind of just barely pop it like that. Okay, and then I'm going to line up this score with the other one. And I'm going to glue it. Okay, I just saw another error. Like I said, you are going to definitely have some. It's just part of making the hot air balloon. Because when you put, even when you go back and you start putting your air in, you're gonna go, I have missing this spot and I'm missing that spot. And it is totally okay to have it like that. So you are going to have to glue that part, and I'm going to try my best right now to start connecting. And like I said, I just expect that you try your best. Like, this is definitely a harder project to do. And tissue paper is not friendly at all, and it's kind of unforgiving. But when you put it all together, it is super fun. Okay, I have one half done, and now I'm just gonna do my top half. So I'm gluing that quarter. Alrighty. So now you have to look at your, okay, we are back. So now I just need to put my circle on the top of my hot air balloon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out a big circle. If you fold it in half, this helps a whole lot to get it like a symmetrical circle, because just think about like when you're doing a snowflake, when we fold it and they're both symmetrical, it makes it a lot easier. So I'm going to cut out a bigger circle. I'm going to start bigger, and I can always work my way into a smaller cut, okay? So I am starting with a bigger circle. And like I said, guys, I am not the best at cutting with scissors. That is not my strength. If I got a grade on it, it would probably be like a C. So if I can do this, I definitely know that you guys can do this too. Just because I'm a teacher doesn't mean I'm great at everything I do. I just honestly try to make it my best work. Okay, so there's my circle. It is pretty big, and I believe it's going to be perfect over the top of this because it is a rather big hole. So I'm going to glue around my circle. And if you are somebody who is struggling with just the gluing part, what I suggest is you can just ask me to get a couple pieces of tissue paper, and you can literally just practice getting the glue on it, because I do have some students who literally, when they do this project, start ripping paper because they are either pressing too hard with their glue stick. Usually that's the case, or getting so much glue that it saturates the paper, and that makes it so that it rips through because there's just not enough material to keep it held and bound, which is okay. I mean, I don't think that a lot of people have ever glued tissue paper. I know I had not until I went to this training, and so that is okay. So I'm going to stick it on the top. Stick it on top. And you might have to go back there and put more glue, because by the time I was done putting it, it literally already dried. Bummer, dude. Or dudette. This part's more not going to be like perfect. It's going to look a little crinkly and stuff. And that is totally good. We're just trying to make a sill so that there's no hot air coming out of our balloon. Okay, I am going to go back through one more time to make sure that there is no air. I do already see a big hole. Bam, this is going to ruin my hot air balloon. So I have to patch it. Put some more. Sometimes we have to actually patch it where you actually cut out little squares and you patch it. But if it's just like that, you're just going to literally just patch the holes. Okay, so now we are on E, which Mrs. Whaley accidentally ripped up her E. I will be right back. Okay, I am back. Apparently I have no E, so that is okay. But what you are going to do is you're going to fold a piece of paper, and I will help you guys with this part because I totally messed up this part. You are going to fold about a quarter, 1 inch and a quarter. Wow, 1 inch and a quarter. And what you're going to do is you are going to cut your line on that part, and then you're going to repeat. So I'm going to do it 2, and then repeat. So I'm going to go from that top part and then fold about 1 inch and a quarter. And unfortunately, I do not have scissors, and so I am going to glue this. I have done this in the past where I didn't staple the bottom. The one thing that I can say that I do like better about not having staples on the bottom is that it doesn't weigh down your project, and I've had students modify and do both, and usually the ones who do not staple actually have theirs go higher because there's no weight. So what you're going to do is you are going to take this part and you are going to put in the bottom of your hot air balloon all the way around it, and you're going to glue. So I'm going to do that now, and I will be right back. Hey guys, thank you for bearing with me. The project is done. Here's about the size of it, and here's the bottom. I think I will probably be stapling the 2 ends at the bottom, but all together I think it came out pretty good. I would say the one thing that I could have done better is make sure that there's no holes as I went. We can always do better, but I can always fix it, okay? So we are finito, which means done in Italian, and I can't wait to fly this. Can't wait to see your guys' project. Bye.